We're here to talk about child impact today. I'd love for you to introduce yourselves and tell us what you do at Child Impact.
Hi, I'm Tom Evans. I'm the CEO at Child Impact, and we started about 59 years ago. So it's been quite a journey. I've only been there 4 years. In fact, today's the anniversary of 4 years at Child Impact. Yeah.
And my name is Jason Churchwell. I look after the projects in the field, and I've been at Child Impact for a little over 3 years now.
So walk us through what a project looks like or what Child Impact does.
So we're involved in child sponsorship, and that's how it started 59 years ago as Asian Aid in Australia. But we're now Child Impact International. We're in over 20 countries. So for us, an ideal project is pretty interesting because it has not only that education component, but also we want to have a rescue component. So we're involved in fighting human trafficking. And then finally, we want a vocational component so that those kids that are rescued don't go back into that cycle that led them into the trafficking circumstances in the first place.
Okay. Now there's a project that you've just done recently in Africa where you were partnering with another ASI entity, if I remember correctly. Tell me about that project quickly.
You know, Child Impact really started in Asia. It was primarily in India, Bangladesh, Myanmar. And when we expanded outside of Asia, the first project was at Riverside Farm in Zambia, who is another ASI member. And Child Impact really partnered with ASI to build the entire school infrastructure at Riverside. And so now they have a fully functioning K through 12 campus. We just completed the high school campus in the last couple of years. And it's really exciting to see what's happened there on the educational side. And now we're expanding beyond that, where we've just completed 2 dormitories, where we've put 100 rescued girls in each of these dormitories who are now attending the high school. And that's been exciting to see. And for some of the kids, though, Riverside, you know, is a very good school in Zambia. It's hard to get into Riverside. There's entrance exams. And a lot of these vulnerable girls can't pass the entrance exams. But we want to get them out of situations of exploitation, of abuse. And so just recently we've come up with a new program there at Riverside, and we call it a tailoring tutoring program, where we bring these girls, we put them in the newly constructed dorms, and we offer tutoring for them, but we also offer them the skill of tailoring, so that if education's not an option for them because they either have kids as a result of abuse or they're just too old to kind of go back to school, they have this life skill where they can go back to their home, their village, and start a tailoring business so they don't have to go back to a life of exploitation. And so it's been really exciting to see even that program really progressing in just the last few months.
So I'm sensing you might deal with a couple different age groups. Is that correct? Walk me through that.
So in terms of age groups, you know, we are Child Impact. So anyone who's a minor is someone that we work with. And so even some of these girls we rescue, they're already pregnant. Some of them have contracted HIV. And so we respond to whatever need arises as we try to minister to these girls. We have a really exciting program that we've launched called Rescue a Girl. And so this is possible for somebody to be involved from the rescue all the way through sponsorship, and even have the opportunity to perhaps meet that girl someday and travel to our project and meet the girl that's been benefited from that sponsorship.
One of the things that you know ASI has been proud to be a part of is to sponsor and partner with Child Impact. I think we've done that a number of times with you. You're a 2025 offering recipient as well. Walk us through how you're going to be using some of the investment funds that ASI is making in Child Impact International.
Oh man, so this is one of our most exciting projects right now. Thank you for asking about it. So we partner with PAMAS, the Philippine Adventist Medical Aviation Services, and we're building a rescue campus on the island of Palawan in the Philippines. And this was voted, I think, the #1 most beautiful beach in the world in Palawan. And on that island, though...
Other end of the island, though.
Yeah, other end of the island from where we're at. There's a lot of indigenous tribes that live up in the mountains. And so PAMAS has an aviation program with planes and helicopters to reach different parts of the island with medical and infrastructure needs. And what we do there is we sponsor kids in 11 different jungle schools to be able to get an education. But the schools only grow up to grade 10. And what we're finding is a lot of the kids, when they go on school break, they're being married off. They're basically being sold by their families for a dowry. And Tom, we've talked about some of these dowries. You want to give us?
Yeah, like
You know.
7 pounds of candy, a can of coffee, a few chickens, maybe a goat, really something amounting to just a few dollars.
Solar lights, a machete. Like, it's wild what people will sell their daughters for, kind of as a commodity, to get a little something in return. And so what we're partnering with ASI on is a brand new rescue campus for these girls. So when they graduate grade 10, they can come down and live on this new rescue campus, where we're going to build out girls' dormitories, a whole high school with 11th and 12th grade, where they can stay on campus, because when they're going on break, they're going back home, the family's like, hey, I'm having to take care of you now, I'm having to feed you, I think it's time for you to get married, start supporting yourself. And it's a way that they can try to enrich themselves, even with these small little things that they're getting for their girls. And so it's shocking what's happening, but ASI is helping us specifically with a vocational training center there for the girls on this campus.
I'd like to try and capture the motivation behind why you guys do this and how you feel being able to minister in this way. What does it mean to you to be able to go into these different communities and look at these at-risk children and be able to, as best you can, with all the resources that you have, be able to create a safe haven? How does that make you feel in terms of when you get up to go to work every day?
I'm motivated in this particular project by a girl that we weren't able to help. Her name is Raina. When I returned after my visit there, she messaged me and asked if we'd sponsor her to go to school. And I said, absolutely. I sent the picture to our partner and said, my wife and I want to sponsor this girl. And he came back and said this girl was already married at 12 years old. And I then responded to her and asked her if it was true that she was married. And she said, yes, I'm so younger already, and I'm so sad, sir. I lay at night crying because I want to go to school, but my husband and my parents won't let me. So just this last week, she got a hold of me again. She saw that we have a children's book that we've just completed and asked for a copy of that book for her baby because she's pregnant now. So that girl, Raina, motivates me so that we do something so other girls don't end up as she has, because I've been able to see the pain and the other side of that. I've seen that this isn't something these girls are asking for. It's not what they're wanting. They're being forced into this by their culture. And so I'm very motivated by what we were not able to do to make sure that that story doesn't repeat.
Jason?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I have 2 daughters myself. They're young. They're 6 and they're 8. And I share this story. We have some projects in closed countries where we don't mention the name of the projects. And we have safe houses there where there are girls for sale, and we offer to bring them to our rescue home, to educate them, to give them a safe place, and introduce them to Jesus. And one of the girls that they found, who was for sale by their family, they sent me her photo. And when I got the photo, it looks just like my youngest daughter. And when I saw her, she's not my daughter, but I felt like God spoke to me. And he said, these are all my children. Mm-hmm. And you need to go out and you need to give them an opportunity like your girls have. And so when I speak, I share a photo of my daughter and this girl, and I mean, they look identical. It's shocking. Mm. And so that's really the motivator for me, to try to help these kids have opportunities to grow up in a safe place and to learn about Jesus, like my wife and I are trying to do for our kids.
Amen. I can't think of a better place for ASI to invest than in the type of work that you're doing. And we're so proud to be able to partner with you in that way. What would you say to our ASI membership that has put their confidence and their funds in partnership with what you're doing at Child Impact International?
I would say that we love partnerships because collaboration, when we collaborate, more can be accomplished. And so ASI has been tremendous in that way, not only through partnering with us on this project and previous ones, but simply a platform here at the event where we can meet others that want to partner with us and collaborate with us on these projects. It's been a huge blessing.
Yeah, and I would just say a huge thank you. Having visited these projects and seeing it in person, we started doing more research on this issue of child marriage, specifically in Palawan, where ASI is helping. And around the world, the number one killer for girls ages 15 to 19 around the world is complications during pregnancy and childbirth. And so with these funds from ASI, where we're able to provide a safe place for these girls, where they're not going to get married off and sold as a child bride, where they're going to be able to stay in school and continue their education, it's really saving their lives. And so that's the impact of these ASI funds. It's saving kids' lives, literally, around the world.
Well, it's very clear that the Lord is using you in a very meaningful way in the ministry that you have that's really become global. And it's our hope and prayer that God continues to use you in a more and more powerful way. It's a privilege to partner with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.